Alright, so I want to make a part 2, and in case anyone didn't see part 1, let's do a real quick recap. Body parts wash ashore next to Rio Olympic venue. Parts of a mutilated body washed up on the sands of Copacabana Beach in Rio de Janeiro on Wednesday, police said, just meters from where beach volleyball athletes will compete in the upcoming Olympics. And so they're painting a real dreary picture of Brazil right now. Lots of headlines over the last few months about how that whole place is going under, and the Olympics, the Brazil Olympics, are actually kind of in question right now. And they're even telling a lot of people, the governments, the people associated with the Olympics, that it's not safe. Seriously, tell them it's not safe. Don't come. It's crazy. Rio's acting governor, Francisco Dornel, said the Olympics could be a big failure. Earlier this week, police and firemen demonstrated at Rio's International Airport, protesting their missed wages and greeting arriving passengers with the sign reading, "Welcome to Hell." So pretty intense stuff. And so I want to thank Kip for this comment here, but because I don't want him to, I'm not yelling at you, I'm not like arguing with you or anything like that. Because I know you've been watching for a long time and you've been super supportive over the years, and I really, truly appreciate that, man, very much. So thank you. So I don't want you to feel like I'm picking on you or yelling at you or anything like that. I'm just telling you why this time I really do believe that they're telling the truth. So it says all these stories are BS. Yeah, people are saying not to come, but they were before. The big media on it is all crap. This is what we have learned. Don't forget, stories are to manipulate. Don't read them, only dissect them. This is what the media has taught us. They lie about anything. Love you, bro. Keep thinking. Same to you. And I agree with you, but this time I don't. So, like I said, I just want to explain to you why. Because it's funny you mention this, because I made the part 1 video twice. I had to redo it. And when I listened back, when I made the one I uploaded, I was kicking myself because I didn't remember to say that, the news is full of shit, I'm not there, so who knows if this is all true, but this time I really do believe what they're saying. And really, here's why. Because over in between 2013 when the Pope visited and 2014 when they had the World Cup, they had all sorts of people tweeting, and it was carried by just small news and alternative stuff and even local outlets. It wasn't covered by the mainstream, but there were way too many eyewitness reports and tweets corroborating everything. How the military was going in there and just clearing off the streets and getting rid of all these homeless people, and sometimes even killing children in the process to clean up the streets to make it look like things were cool over there in Brazil. And I can tell you what, just like I know you know, man, I mean, everywhere it is, it's getting worse, not better. I don't care if it's Brazil, United States, China, Russia, it doesn't matter. I mean, I know you know. I mean, every country is flat broke, and they owe a big bank a lot of money. Everywhere it's getting worse. I mean, and just take me, for example, and I'm sure you remember me and my wife, we live in the St. Louis area, we're not very far away. We live on the Illinois side. I mean, we can literally see the yards 10 or 15 minutes south from here, and we live on the Mississippi River almost. I mean, we can hit it with a rock from where our house is, and I'm only slightly exaggerating. But, I mean, in this area where we live is a nice area. You mean, at least it used to be. That's the point. My mom and her family grew up in this area, and it was super nice. And this place here was part of the reason why Illinois got put on the map. In fact, this town, supposedly, I mean, I'm just telling you what the town's history says, that it had the world's first biggest swimming pool. This area used to be real nice. My wife and I have lived here for going on 6 years, and it's getting worse by the year. It sucks here. Like, just the last few months, this all has happened. We had a huge, major, what ended up being a meth bust, just literally a block down from our house. All the neighbors and everything were out. I would have did a video on it, but you can't in Illinois videotape crap. You get thrown in jail. But they had Humvees, armored vehicles. I mean, mother cussing full-dressed soldiers out in the street, posted with rifles and all. Oh, sorry, it's the dog. See, he knows. He gets pissed about it, too. So I went up there myself, because you can't videotape it, just to get an idea of what's going on. So I go up there, the cops, this whole thing when it's going down. You got the neighbors and everything. Everybody's out in the street watching this thing. I walk up to this this huge, like, military operation. And I walk up to this cop, and they stop me because I'm getting closer and closer. And, they ask me, hey, what are you doing? And that's when I turn around and say, hey, what are you guys doing? What's going on over there? I mean, is it a drug bust or what? And then they say, well, we're still trying to figure out what's happening. And so I'm like, yeah, you guys know what's going on. Why you're not talking? Whatever, that's fine. So then I just kind of look at them. I say, well, hey, as long as you guys ain't doing a drill, ha ha ha, right? And it's funny though. The cop actually kind of gave me a really kind of interesting kind of smirk. That was just about a block and a half down a couple months ago. A few months before that, we had a home invasion right across the street. About a month ago, had the gas station about a block and a half robbed at gunpoint. So I'm just saying my point is it's getting worse, not better. And if it's like that here, then I believe it's like that in Brazil. I mean, I believe it sucks there. And so, and if something happens, we know it was always meant to happen. It had nothing to do with the place being broke. It was part of the plan. And I hope nothing does happen. But I'm just saying that I do believe that that it's crazy down there. And it sucks because everybody's suffering. And but nobody listens. Nobody seems to care. And just to add, because I was verifying, because I thought the Pope visited down there recently, but I couldn't remember. But just to verify it, I came across this, which I thought was interesting. Pope Francis' final mass in Brazil, attended by 3 million. This is in July of 2013, reported by The Guardian. Pope Francis wrapped up a triumphant first overseas trip as pontiff with the Sunday Mass on Copacabana Beach, attended by 3 million. Well, that's where the body parts supposedly washed up. And maybe this part isn't true, but I believe the conditions of that place. They said the same place. Parts of a mutilated body washed up on the sands of Copacabana Beach, Rio de Janeiro on Wednesday. So, I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but hopefully nothing will go down and everything's cool, and maybe it's not as bad as it's portrayed, but I can just see with my own eyes here that it sucks. And St. Louis sucks too. We go in and out of there all the time. Just a shame. But that's what happens, rise and fall. And then you have the whole logo. I still think it looks like a trumpet. And I'm not saying that the trumpets of Revelation are going to sound on that day or during the Olympics. I mean, I'm just saying that I think it's just a symbol of death and destruction. That's at least on the very way. If it doesn't happen then, that's coming. And then they had that whole weird story about how supposedly the athletes were shipped like a record amount of condoms. They said there's a whole bunch of sex going on. So that tells me that they're banging all over that place, getting nice and primed with all these blood sugar, sex, dark magic rituals. Probably going to be banging all over that place all the way up until the day it starts and then some. So I think that's weird. But who knows? But yeah, so I hope you don't, no hard feelings, man. I hope you don't feel like I'm picking on him. Just tell me why I disagree this time. Agree to disagree. I think they're telling the truth, but who knows? All right. Thanks to everybody for watching. Thanks again, Kip, for all the support over the years, man. I appreciate it. And thank you to all my subscribers.